The UFC weigh-ins are fake. It is now official. They are a figment of your imagination. You might have thought the Athletic Commission was actually holding a legitimate weigh-in for people who are making $500,000 to get into a fist fight. You might think that this is a little higher level than a high school, junior varsity wrestling team. No, you would be wrong. Remember Khabib pushing on or was it Daniel Cormier pushing on the towel? Khabib missing weight in Abu Dhabi, I believe it was, and then they just made it happen for him. Well, Ilia Topuria has now reached that level because Ilia Topuria weighed in at 155 and 1/2 pounds. But the athletic commissioner just went over there. He pretended to kind of tinker with it, reweigh him in. He said, "Oh, I misspoke. It's 155. You misspoke? That's why you went in and reweighed him? If you misspoke, that would be 155.5. Excuse me, 155. That would be misspoke. It was not misspoke. Watch him go back to the scale. He weighs him in again at the choice weight and then goes, I misspoke. No, that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. Now, Ilia Topuria could have taken his chain off. Obviously, he's got some ice on him. You know what I mean? That's probably a 1/2 pound chain. My man's probably got 24 karat gold. I hear he's doing well over there in Spain. But you have to have a legitimate weigh-in, Athletic Commission. That was crazy. Whatever. 155.5, 155.0. Ilia Topuria has been approved to fight Charles Du Bronx Oliveira, who weighed in at 154.5, by the way. I'm excited for it. UFC 317 going down tomorrow night. We're post weigh-ins. We had an eventful weigh-ins. Not that anybody missed, but it was interesting to see McVeigh, who was making his UFC debut, still go up there and weigh in. You have to think he's trying to cash in, You got to think, please pay me my show money. Please, man. I accepted 2 different opponents. Please. Cedric Dumas pulls out, and then now he's still solo. So we'll go through the weigh-ins. Let's start at the bottom, working our way to the top. All right. Why am I not watching the Canelo Crawford presser? Because I got to go teach a boxing class in a 1/2 hour. I got to leave to teach it in a 1/2 hour. It's at 5. It's 4:12 right now. And I want to talk to you about the UFC fights. Is that okay? Janata Diniz versus Alvin Hines. I'm going Diniz. I think this is a lock. Why would Alvin Hines be able to do anything to Janata Diniz? You'll say the wrestling. Alvin Hines' wrestling doesn't look that good. He's looking sloppy against fat heavyweights at random Minnesota expo centers. The people he's fighting look like the people of Walmart. I mean, these are not athletic specimens. This is not ESPN, UFC video game cover material. Okay? This is bad. And that's his record. He's 7-0. But most of those 7 would lose to a great, vast many UFC lightweights, UFC featherweights. I mean, these heavyweights are bad that this guy's fighting. So he's up against Janata Diniz, who's a glory kickboxer, can knock you out with his knees, his hands, his kicks. He's got okay takedown defense. It's a problem when he's on his back. Make no mistake, you put Janata Diniz on his back, you might as well have flipped over a turtle. However, he showed that he could defend takedowns against Carl Williams, kept him on the feet. Marcin Tybura is much higher level here than Mr. Hines. I do believe that Alvin Hines is in over his head here. I got Janata, Diniz via knockout, but a decision's fine. I didn't bet a finish or something like that. I do see Alvin Hines is at least a little durable and probably get a little bit of cage time. Could it go decision? Of course. Nico Price versus Jacoby Smith. Jacoby Smith, probably he is the widest favorite on this card. Not probably. He is. And that's okay. I heard Nico Price telling Sean Shelby it's gonna be fireworks or whatever. It's gonna be a war tomorrow. We'll see what's up. That would be cool. If Nico Price can make this a good fight, that would be cool. I expect him to get knocked out in the first round. Terrence McKinney versus Slava Claus. Let me try it. Vyacheslav Borischev. I heard John Anik going Borischov. Where are we getting Chov from? I see an EV. And here's an EV that can't fucking wrestle. Okay? At all. It's bad. And his jiu-jitsu is worse. So you got Terrence McKinney, who's much more well-rounded, much more explosive, a first-round finisher. Yes, Chinny McKinney is real. Yes, Slava Claus can crack with that left hook. Yes, he's got a shot. But I'm going Terrence McKinney. I think he grounds and pounds him, gets the finish. We're going to go slight dog Viviane Araujao over Tracy Cortez, but I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough one. Tracy Cortez, she had her dad around all week. Looks like she's like downsized her team, man. Looks like she's really, I don't know. She strikes me as full of drama. Like maybe I'm just judging over here. Don't mean to judge, but just seems like an emotional lady who, is dealing with some shit. I don't know. It's the way she comes across to me. Is that a good mind space to be in? Araujao, older for sure, but fucking very powerful. Game, can do it all. I think she can get aggressive here, win at 29-28. I think it'll be close. Tracy Cortez, wide favorite. I just wouldn't touch it at that line. I mean, so I would kind of caution against betting on Tracy Cortez. That's where I'm coming from, y'all. I think this is a ladies' fight that's hard to predict. Araujao is a tough test. Tracy Cortez, could she keep the punches straight? Could she score a takedown at key moments? There's a path, of course. Viviane Araujao. I'm going to go with her. I'm going to go with Brazil. Obrigado. Hyder Amil versus Jose Delgado. Slightly into Jose Delgado here. Hyder Amil, a compact, bad motherfucker. Hyder Amil's got those little T-Rex arms, and he will whip it at you. He gets aggressive. He's tough. He bites down on the mouthpiece. But you can just see how people can punch him in the face. He's got a big-ass head. Little Tito Ortiz-looking motherfucker. And I think that Jose Delgado's speed, his rangy striking, his ability to crash in will meet with Hyder Amil, and he'll slam some shots in there. So I could see, Delgado getting him out of there. I could see Hyder Amil making a mistake, zigging what he should have zagged, pop, gets caught, gets put away. Jose Delgado, rangier, a little cleaner. Hyder Amil, a little more chaos, maybe a little tougher. Interesting one for sure. Slightly in Jose Delgado. Jack Hermansson, Gregory Rodrigues. I'm going with Robocop, partially because Jack Hermansson's been out the game, man. Nobody was able to tell me why. Jack Hermansson's been out the game for like a year and a half. So the Joe Pyfer win's nice, but Joe Pyfer throws like one or two punches. You saw how patient he was against Kelvin Gastelum. He kind of, lets people off the hook sometimes. As to where Robocop, more pressure, puts punches together, the jiu-jitsu to match, Jack Hermansson. That's another thing. Jack Hermansson's got this wicked submission game. I think it gets canceled out by Robocop. Now you're stuck striking with him. It's probably competitive, but I think Robocop's pressure and punching power makes sense here. I think he can bounce back against the Jack Hermansson. Another good fucking fight. I love watching these two fight. Payton Talbott versus Felipe Lima. Holy shit. This is going to be a tornado. I think these two crash in the center. I think it's going to be sick. An unstoppable object meets an immovable force. Meets an unstoppable. Whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. I think Felipe Lima wins this thing. Felipe Lima, better submission grappling ability. I think that matters. And Payton Talbott, great offense, right? So I think he's going to come in there, guns a-blazing, letting the strikes go, trying to put the fear of God in Felipe Lima. And I think Lima can roll with it, man. I think, Lima's able to survive a storm, even if he gets caught. Let's say he has a bad first round. He's the type where I think he could bounce back. He's more well-rounded than Payton Talbott. The offensive grappling should matter here. I do think he gets Payton Talbott's back and chokes him. I'm going to go Felipe Lima, rear naked strangle, probably first or second round. Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. I was thinking about Beneil, okay? Because I heard some rumors, man. I heard that Renato Moicano has been opening a gym and maybe a baby on the way. Am I making that up? He's been busy, He listened to his coaches, though. I'm listening to his team. I'm listening to Pantoja. They're all like, yeah, Money Moicano's on. These guys are going to look great. I mean, your team always hypes you up, but I am paying attention to that shit, right? Because it'd be easy for them to not say that, too. He looks in shape. I liked his, his fire at the pre-fight press conference, even though it's Beneil Dariush, he's still out there talking shit, my brother. What the fuck kind of question is that, my brother? Money Moicano cannot afford to lose. And I don't think he's going to lose here. I think Beneil Dariush is going to get clipped, man. I think it's the striking. Benny's been out for a long time. Jack Hermansson, Beneil Dariush, they've been out for a while. It's a factor, guys. It's a factor when somebody's out that long. And Money Moicano, I mean, he got smushed. He got smashed by Islam Makhachev, but it is Islam Makhachev. And you look at his victories previous, he's on fire. He's kind of was seeing a second prime, I think. So I think he can get it done. It's probably a good fight. But I think Money Moicano with the striking, I'm going with it. Money Moicano for the win. I can't skip this one. Royval versus Van. Fuck yes. I think this fight is sick. Joshua Van, terrible performance at the press conference, but great performances inside the cage. He was laughing his ass off to Money Moicano. Money Moicano funny as fuck. Do I do a good Money Moicano? I think I do a good Money Moicano impression. Joshua Van walks you down. I like his pressure. I like his hands. He throws punches in bunches. It's beautiful. It reminds you of a Topuria or somebody who lets their hands go, who throws more than one or two shots. The little guys can definitely get away with it. I think, as you move closer to heavyweight, you'll see less people capable of doing that. But man, Joshua Van's got some hands on him. Good takedown defense. And he's been beating guys who want to take him down. I just don't think Royval needs that takedown. I think Royval can strike with him at distance. It's a big cage. Royval's been in some big fights. I do think he's able to outstrike a Joshua Van at range. But a lot of people disagree with me, and I understand. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. If that's what you're seeing, if you're seeing this child, Joshua, how young is Joshua Van? How young is 23? 23, he's up against a 32-year-old man. I'm 32. I'm going with my 32-year-old boy, Brandon Royval. Joshua Van, very, very, promising prospect, but a little bit of a jump here, man. A lot of bit of a jump. He ain't never fought no Royval. So I think Joshua Van is going to get kicked in the head, kicked in the body, kicked in the legs, showing a little bit of style at range. I'm going to go Brandon Royval with the decision. Fucking awesome fight. Pantoja versus Kai Kara-France. Have I lost my fucking mind? I'm going Kai Kara-France. Kai Kara-France has a sick team around him. It's cool to see everybody flew out for him. Carlos Olberg, Izzy, Volk, everybody's out for him. City Kickboxing's in the house. And guys like Volk, I mean, they have this great takedown defense and ability to get up, and his build, his ability to, punch hard and move. I feel like Kai Kara-France can absolutely beat Pantoja. I think people give Pantoja too much credit. Did you hear him this week on Embedded? Fuck the pound for pound rankings. I'm number one. Huh? What? Marab would smash you, dog. I know he's littler. I know. I mean, Topuria, Islam, he's not that good, guys. I don't think he's that good. He's vulnerable on the feet. The wrestling's solid for sure, but it's not like world-class solid. Come on, there are levels. Come on, man. I think you could defend his takedowns. He shoots a lot. He's got good cardio. He's seasoned. He's a vet. But, this is a much different fight than the first time these guys fought when they were babies. Kai Kara-France is in his prime now. He looked fantastic against Steve Erceg. I know it's Steve Erceg. I think Kai Kara-France runs, gives him a gamble. Like, could he put him out? Yes. But 3 out of 5 rounds, defends takedowns, gets inspired by the Jack Della Maddalena fight. I know he's from New Zealand, but, city kickboxing. He's got Volk in there. He's got a lot of fantastic training partners, and I think Hooker's out with him. He's just got all these high caliber guys around him. I think he feels championship spirit here. I think Kai Kara-France is going to go out there guns a-blazing, and Kai Kara-France's best performance, I think he could put out an Alex Pantoja. I do. Am I crazy? Tell me I'm crazy in the comments. Go ahead. Do it. I got the dog Kai Kara-France taking the fucking title. And then in the main event of the evening, Ilia Topuria taking on Charles Oliveira. Did Ilia Topuria make weight or not? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? The Athletic Commission don't. I'll tell you that. I ain't even hating on the UFC for this, okay? It's the Athletic Commission needs to weigh them in. That's why you have a sanctioning body. Why the fuck are you making up weights at weigh-ins? What was that? Ilia Topuria should be able to stay patient against a Charles Oliveira and put him out. I just don't think he's going to get him out of there in the first. I know he's saying he's going to get him out of there first. I know Charles Oliveira is saying they're going to get him out of the first. But Charles Oliveira brings this pressure, and the best thing for Topuria to do is stay patient, stay reserved, a little conservative, and let Charles Oliveira kind of shoot his shot beginning of the first and definitely – well, beginning of the first and beginning of the second. I think by the second or third round, Topuria could start finding his shots. And you drop Oliveira, I really don't know if Topuria wants to go down and grapple him. Even if he does, that's probably good, because he can, let Charles work a little bit, land some ground and pound and defend shit. I don't see why there's a huge rush for him to get this first round finish. Best thing for him to do, stay patient, catch him in the third round when he's a little bit tired and the technique's lacking a little bit and Topuria still has his energy. I think Charles Oliveira will come across the fucking cage like he has done in the past. And I think it's going to be a fun one, man. So Ilia Topuria, you got to think he's a lock here. Charles Oliveira, we've seen him in some fantastic fights. Charles Oliveira, the former champ, such a finisher, such an exciting guy. The matchup's really cool, but not a physical 155er, not a guy who's like when you're moving to lightweight, this one makes sense. This is a good first lightweight fight for Topuria to feel it out instead of going against an Islam Makhachev who's strong as a fucking ape. You know what I'm saying? All right. One more time for my people in the back. I'm going Topuria. I'm going Kai Kara-France, dog money, woof, woof. I'm going with Brandon Royval. I'm going with Renato, money Moicano. I'm going to go with Felipe Lima over Payton Talbott. Good fight. I'm going to go with Gregory Rodrigues over Jack Hermansson. Give me Jose Delgado, Viviane Araujao, I guess. I don't know. You really got to quote me on that. Terrence McKinney over Slava Claus, Jacoby Smith over Nico Price, and Janata Diniz over this UFC newcomer, Alvin Hines. Those are my full card picks for UFC 317 going down tomorrow night. I'm excited for the fights. I hope you are as well. I think we got some fun ones ahead of us. I wore my crazy shirt because we got some crazy fist fights. Please check out the bets. If you want to see who I'm betting on, DM at mikefinchshow on Instagram. My guy T will get you in there. I drop my most confident bets every single UFC card, and I got some nice ones out here. I got dogs. I got a parlay that I fucking slammed. Go check those out. And you guys could always get the free bet over on a free channel. Link in my channel description. All right. I appreciate you guys being here. I sincerely do. Should I look at the comments? I have to. Oh, I got donos. Of course I have to. $5 from Mr. Viral Podcast. What's up, brother? Just subscribe to your premium. Love the bets. Crazy underdog. Would you ever combine all those picks for a mega parlay? I have. And in the future, I will. I don't think I did my most confident together this week, but, my parlay consists of confident plays. Sometimes the most confident are over-unders too, which I don't talk about on this YouTube thing. But I do talk about that on the premium channel. So if you want to see my favorite bets, DM at Mike Finch'Show on Instagram. We'll get you in. Mega parlay. Last week I went for one. But it was like, fucking 8-legger, so you just kind of throw that ball up in the end zone and sometimes you don't get it. Yeah, we won money last week. We won big bets last week. Lock of the night hit, parlay of the night hit. Let's fucking do it again. Thank you for the $5 viral podcast. Let's get this podcast to go viral. Hayward Charles with the $2. Thumbs back up to you, Hayward Charles. I really appreciate that. Fuck yeah. Can I click that thumb? No, I can't. All right, guys. Finch, do a Trump. All right, I'll sign off as a Trump. I appreciate everyone coming out. Now, instead of paying 3%, they pay 5% because of the Don. Instead of spending money on your healthcare in your countries, you should spend it on the military. I don't even hate that, by the way. I think NATO should be at 5%. You guys know what the fuck I'm talking about? Who cares? Who cares? Let's talk about fist fights. I will see you guys after the fights. I'm super excited for this pay-per-view. Maybe I drop a little content for you on Sunday. All right? Come back and see your boy. Check out my bets if you want to. And until next time, it's peace and love.